Fantastic. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're following us. This is Africa 24 political discussion. We are here to discuss more about what is happening in the world of politics and also try to enlighten you and also give you the platform to share with other Kenyans on what is happening in the world of politics. Where are you following this great conversation? Of course, you know that when you see Africa 24 live, you know that we give you the platform also to share with other Kenyans and tell us what do you think about the current situation. But the topic today we are discussing is George Natembeya, the governor of Nzoia. Of course, he has been very vocal when it comes to uh, defending the Western region, Mulembe Nation, the Luhya people. He has been actively being involved in making sure that the Luhya people are on safe hands. So today we're discussing is Natembeya the savior of the Western region after several times whereby he has been making headlines saying that not that is he has been saying that we have two leaders, that is the cabinet secretary, prime cabinet secretary, of course, that is Musalia Mudavadi, and also the Speaker of the National Assembly, that is Moses Wetangula. They have been actively involved in politics for a long time, but now what remains is they have not been ensuring that the Luya regions they are into the safe hands. They have been selfish when it comes to carrying on developments in the area. They have not been making sure that Luya people and the western part generally has been getting those advantages from being close to the government. Currently, we have the prime cabinet secretary for the country, that is Musalia Mudavadi, and also we have the Speaker of the National Assembly. Of course, those are topmost positions that we have in the country, and they are coming from the Luya people. That is why George Natembeya he has been currently slamming those two leaders for not being active when it comes to making sure that the Luya regions they are on safe hands. And of course, that is the question that we are asking you here in Africa 24. Are you joining Africa 24 for the first time? Are you joining Africa 24 for the first time? If it is your first time, you're welcome. This is the best platform. Share with us your views about what do you think George Natembeya can do when it comes to the Western politics. Share with us. You can also join the studio through the link that I've shared there, and you'll be part of this beautiful conversation here. Talk to other Kenyans, also telling other Kenyans what do you think about the politics of Western region, because currently there is the hunt on who is going to win the 2027 general election, and some of the regions in this country really determine on who is going to be the president. If you have no support from some of the regions, and of course the areas that produce a lot of number of votes, a lot of voters come from several regions. Other regions they don't even participate in general elections. So here we're asking Natembeya, is he going to influence 2027 general elections, and maybe is he the savior of the Luya people? That is question that I'm directing it to. Of course, we joined by Alex here. He will be giving us his insights about the current situation in this country. But we're beginning with George Natembeya. Natembeya, Alex, do you think he is the savior of the Western people, or still he will be dimmed before we get to 2027 general election?
Okay, so good evening to you, Bonnie. Thank you once again for hosting me for tonight's show. And anyone who is watching a freak from Facebook, X, or anywhere, they should consider subscribing to the platform. And to answer your question about George Natembeya, so I think as per now, Bonnie, people like Moses Wetangula and Musalia Mudavadi have been the two of them have been the kingpins of the Mulembe community for the longest time ever, and they have been in the political space for a very long time. And in the even in the 2022 election, they chipped in with quite some votes to help President William Ruto win the elections because they were able to mobilize a number of people from their respective communities. So, but as we are seeing right now, Bonnie, this regime is is failing, and it's not surviving. And by this regime failing, George Natembeya, the Nzoia governor, has he has seized the moment, and he has seen a loophole. And what I can say is that he is using it well. See, ever since he's seeing that like sorry, he's seeing that in the Luya community, like they are, it's like they're marginalized. Like he feels like there are no developments in the area, and yet they have political people who are in power. So by him advocating for those rights, he has gained popularity, and he has been constantly growing. And right now, I can say that he has a bigger influence in the Mulembe community over the two people, Musali and Weta. Even people like Didmas Baraza, he has bigger influence than them. Even people like Peter Salasia, he has bigger influence than them, and he's growing politically. So the only thing that he needs to assure the people is that he's going to fight for them to be able to get developments in the area, because the people whom they follow, the two of them, for the longest time, I think they have failed to deliver. So that's why the people are leaning towards Natembeya to see whether Natembeya can do what the two leaders are yet to do. But anyway, Bonnie, this is politics, and it's quite tricky. Uh, Politics is quite tricky. We saw even before the elections, President Ruto was in constant going to churches. Even there are videos of him kneeling down and praying, and he was advocating for issues, and he was injecting, he even destroyed the BBI. But right now he is a different person. So with the Kenyan politics, we don't know what to expect, but we just go on hoping for the best. Yeah, thank you.
Yes, of course, that is Alex. Join us, Daniel Naika. Join through the studio there, and you become part of this conversation. Of course, join us. Yes, of course, you're gonna be part of the conversation. You click the link, then the link will direct you to the studio, and will share your insights. Join the studio, and then you'll be part of this great conversation through the link that I've shared there. Here we're discussing about Natembeya and, of course, the influence of Western politics to this country when it comes to 2027 general election. Because general elections, they are going to happen in 2027, and Kenyans, they are looking forward on who's going to be the president. Of course, the current regime, they're saying that they have done what it means for them to be on this seat for the second term. On the other hand, Kenyans, they're saying no to this regime. Now, who is going to clinch this victory in 2027? And the effect on influence of Natembeya, who is one of the leaders. Of course, he called for the other day. He called for the president to say that he should listen to what the Gen Z are saying, and he should also involve the Gen Z, because on we are having few days before 7/7. Of course, wanasema ni saba. Alex, do you expect saba also to have protests in this country?
Absolutely. It starts simple by people creating. I saw the poster. It was created, which was speaking about the Sabasaba protest. Then from the poster, next thing we will see, Bonnie, is we will see people on X mobilizing themselves and planning for how they are going to occupy different areas. And in no time, Bonnie, people will be many, and they will show up for Sabasaba if the police don't try to ruin the protest by blocking people from entering town, or the goons don't try to engage with the protesters in a physical way. I think Sabasaba will be big. People will show up if it is planned well.
Joined by Daniel. Daniel, allow your camera, allow your mic also to access so that we can add you to the studio. You just need to allow your camera and the mic so that we can add you to the studio, because you'll use your camera and also the mic. That is when you join, then there is that part where you allow your camera and you'll be part of this conversation. Just allow your camera and then you log in again. Allow your camera so that you can be part of this conversation. You just need to allow your camera so that we can access you and add you to the screen. We're hoping to see you, Daniel, here again. Alex, did you think the Gen Z feel represented in current political structures or leadership?
That's a good question, Bonnie. And I think this Gen Z movement, it's a movement that, Bonnie, you can't clearly understand it because it is leaderless, and but the movement that is still new. I don't think this Gen Z movement. I don't know how to say it, but I don't think they are well equipped politically to be able to even try and take political power. Because even Morara was speaking about it's okay, you can remove William Ruto, but have you grown yourself to be in a position that you can take political power, or you can be able to go for a seat like the presidency? So those are the questions we ask ourselves. So I think this movement, Bonnie, it's a movement that is slowly maturing. So, but with time, people will learn, people will grow, because even it's not just about removing William Ruto from power, because you can have a president, but if you don't have MPs who are on your side, then how are your bills going to be passed in parliament? You see, so those are the questions we have to ask ourselves. No, no. So that's why I'm saying this movement still there is a lot to learn. There is a lot to and there is room for growth and improvement. But as per now, the good thing is that the movement should maintain the integrity and advocate for accountability. But as for young leaders stepping up, we need to see more young leaders step up. And when they step up, what was your pige vita? If you see somebody like Wanjiro, who said she wants to vie for, I think it's the Madare MP, young people should come up and support her, because campaigns are quite expensive. I was watching an interview of Jalas and of Weneke, and Jalas was speaking about him having, let's say, people contributing up to 47 million, and him having 30 million on the side, for that is just for campaign. So that is almost 100 million being used for campaign in a constituency, you see. And as young people, utatoa pio 100 million boni ya ku campaign, no? So meaning the youth, we have to come up and support people like Wanjiro in the best we can. If it's contributions, let us contribute. If it is showing up and helping her in any way, even if it's social media, uh, we need to come up and support Wanjiro, so that we don't just tukue tuna complain, then 2027 we fail to elect leaders of integrity. And there are many young leaders who can come up, not just Wanjiro, but they will need the full support. Si ati mtu akitokea aseme anataka kuvai watu wampige vita, tuseme we are leaderless. We are the change we want to see. Unaona, if we are saying Ruto is bad, then you take that position of him, and you implement the things that you are saying. So that's what I can say.
Gen Z, they are raising issues. The other day we saw Raila Odinga saying that even the president was saying we should also make this country great. President currently is having tour in Spain. Today we saw he was in the United Kingdom, and is of course strengthening the relationship between Kenya and overseas countries. At the end of the day, Kenya will benefit from those countries. That is what President, of course, he was addressing while he was in Spain, while he was in the United Kingdom. I heard him saying that the SHA initiative is being implemented in the right way in this country. Health in this country, one of the sensitive ministries, the health sector. Are we improving health sector, or we are making the health sector to sink? From what you see, from what you hear from Kenyans, from what you see from hospitals.
That's also, Bonnie, a good question, and I can speak from a slightly, let me say, a small experience. So, about I think 2 weeks ago, I uh, I went with a friend of mine to the hospital who was taking his dad, and we reached there, Bonnie, and kusema ukweli shaifanyi kazi Bonnie, kusema ukweli. Because hapo I was seeing many patients hapo wamekuja na health issues and whatsoever, Bonnie, but there were a lot of issues in that hospital, but I won't mention the name. There were a lot of issues in the patients and the payments. So and people were still complaining, wanasema oh, shaifanyi. It's true, Bonnie, shaifanyi kazi as per now, but I won't give more details to to that incident. But from what I saw from the hospitals, Bonnie, from the patients and their people, the ones who are representing them, kulikuwa na kamvutano kidogo with the doctors on the payments issue and the social health authority. So and I said that I don't think it's easy for us to go back to NHIF. So, and also this transition to the social health authority, it hasn't been smooth. So that's the biggest issue. The transition from NHIF to SHA hasn't been a smooth one, none. Because up to now, even if you ask me whether I know a lot about SHA, I don't know a lot about SHA, but I know about NHIF, nona. So hata hiyo knowledge yenyewe mimi sina, nona. So it's a very big issue. The health sector, Bonnie, it's not something that you can tamper with. The health sector is very fragile. So if SHA is to work, the president has to put in a lot of effort. What he other says is that there is corruption, there is looting of the resources. The health sector is very delicate, and uko they should put they put all their time, energy, and effort for SHA to work.
The president is saying
more innovative approach to carry out development in our country, and it is doable and it is possible. Kwa hivyo tushirikiane katika njia hiyo, na mimi nataka niwaulize Wakenya wote tuungane, tushirikiane, tufanye kazi kwa pamoja. Uchaguzi inakuja 2027 na Wakenya wataamua mambo ya uchaguzi 2027. Kwa sasa tushirikiane, kila mtu afanye kazi mahali ameajiriwa. Ikifika wakati huo kutakuwa na mtihani, 2027 kutakuwa na mtihani. Wale watapita mtihani wataendelea, wale wataanguka mtihani wataenda kulima, na dunia itasonga mbele. So Kenya inatakikana tuwe namna hiyo, tukijua ya kwamba tusiharibu muda wetu mkubwa tukigombana ugomvi pande hii, sijui nani atafanya wapi, sijui nani ndio nini. Hiyo ni saidia kwa sasa. Kwa sasa tuzalishe chakula, tusaidie wakulima wetu, tusaidie kilimo, ituzalishie chakula, ituzalishie mambo ya agro processing, itupatie bidhaa ambayo tutauza nje ya nchi, tuweze kudhibiti uchumi wa taifa letu la Kenya.
That was the president when he was speaking, and he's saying that he has the best manifesto for this country. President, huwa anasikiza ground ama Gachagua ni anasikiza ground?
Yeah, it's a good question, Bonnie, about the president kusikiza ground. So and also I was watching also another interview, still the one with Dr. Funeke and Jalas, and Jalas was speaking about the president, kukuwa mtu hard-headed, and he was saying the president is somebody him. If he believes going left is the best way, he will go left. Hata kama haijalishi if you people agree or disagree or whatever you think, but he believes if going left is the best way, he will go left. So for me, Bonnie, I don't think the president listens to the citizens kwa ground venye vitu ziko, because if he was listening, Bonnie, we had the Gen Z protest last year 2024, and people complained about accountability and integrity and good governance. Those are the three things that took people to the streets. And 1 year later, Bonnie, those three issues are still yet to be addressed. So I can't really say the president ni mtu anasikiza ground, because if he was listening to the people in the ground, then we would have seen some changes. Because even right now, it's very wrong of Kipchumba Murkomen to say that somebody who is in near the police station anafaa apigwe risasi. Because I don't think there's an article anywhere in the government that in the constitution that gives the police force the right to shoot anyone aimlessly.
Aimlessly, that was Kipchumba Murkomen saying that if you see protesters coming to the police, shoot and kill. But the other day he said no, not to this. But questions have been raised. Even the opposition, they are saying Kipchumba Murkomen should just resign and move out of that position. Of course, we saw Chararige the other day saying that he is incompetent. And of course, the other response was from Murkomen, whereby he said, Chararige was my student. Mzalendo, we're having a lot of issues in this country. Health sector is being questioned. Today, we saw the president in the United Kingdom, and yesterday saying that we have the best health system, health facilities in this country. President kweli, does he listen to the ground? Ama Gachagua ni yeye anasikiza ground peke yake?
Habari zenyu. Natarajia mko wazima. Mimi niko mzima tu, isipokuwa nchi yetu ndio inatushangaza vile watu wanafikiria, especially hao wanasiasa, na kila uchao tunaona wanabadilika kwa maono yao. So hao ni wanasiasa wa Kenya. But what I can say honestly is that we have a problem. We have a problem in this country, and it starts all the way from the president to the security team to parliament. But I want to say more so, we have got a parliament, a rogue parliament. Forget about even the president. Parliament is supposed to check the excesses of the presidency, the executive, but they're not doing their job. So I can't blame Ruto wholesomely, but I blame a parliament that is so incompetent that they can't check the executive. They have been compromised. So that's where we have the problem. So even as we point fingers to the presidency, we must point fingers to the people that we have elected to check on the executive, and that is our legislators. What are they doing? If you hear them talk, they talk recklessly. They don't want to address the issue. The issue here is the protest and the Gen Zs. What are they talking about? Gashagwa is just Gachagua is being picked on because people feel that is one of the mobilizers of the demonstrations. There's no day Gachagua has called for a demonstration in Kenya, so you can't actually pin him for any kind of demonstration. He'll ask you wapi uliona nikiitisha maandamano, or even if you have got evidence, it will just be speculation. But if you have got evidence that Gachagua is the one promoting the chaos, then the best thing is to arrest him because uko na hiyo evidence. But since you don't have evidence, it is so difficult to pinpoint that Gachagua is the one who is conducting this demonstration. That is why he's going scot free. If they had any little evidence to frustrate the former deputy president, they would do it. They would do it without hesitation. But right now, it's like uh, they don't have any issues against him so far. Now, why are they pinpointing on Gashagwa? Because government is trying to create a narrative that against one community, which is not working. They need to address the issues that are being raised in the streets. They need to address the issues that are being raised with the workers of the country. When you see parliament promoting themselves, adding themselves salary, and even uh, going beyond their mandate uh, to to amend the constitution and include NGAF CDF into the constitution, something that ought to have gone through a referendum, then it tells you the kind of impunity that these people have. It tells you how they want to control our life at all costs. So I'm urging every other person that our problem is on parliament. So parliamentarians cannot create laws or cannot actually oversight the executive. So it is not really a Ruto to blame wholesomely. It is a parliament that agreed to be compromised and agreed that they are not going to fight for the people anymore, but to fight for what belongs to them. And that is ensure that they amass enough wealth, ensure that they can bribe us in each and every election cycle. And that is it. But I also want to send my sympathy to one of our supporters of our freak, the police that attacked his house last night, trying to get information from him. So this kind of intimidation from reporters who are trying to is
The audio is breaking
very,
down.
very sad. Yeah. All right. Thank you.
Zalando said that Gachagua, of course, allegedly is being linked to the demonstrations that we are having in this country. And do you think this, Alex? Do you think these youth who are coming out to force the government to do what they are presenting, they are moved by someone, or it's just someone they are just moving out on their own? Is there anyone behind the Gen Z protests all over the country? Can he sponsor even one county, even if he has a lot of money? Because
You see,
when I saw the Gen Z, they look so frustrated.
Bonnie, if you watch the Daybreak, which is aired on Citizen, I think it's the Daybreak. There's a show in which some few months ago, not even a few months ago, about a year ago, Sifuna was speaking on Citizen. He spoke about this regime failing Kenyans, and he made a prediction and said that there will come a time where Kenyans will be out there in the street, and it will be very difficult to negotiate with them. So he was telling people, afadhali wakati yenye maandamano ya baba, at least you can call Raila and negotiate with Raila on how the issues are to be resolved. But he said the moment Kenyans will be out there on the streets, it will be very difficult to come up with solutions to the challenges because you won't know who to call. So and flash forward, the incident which Sifuna's prediction actually happened. Kenyans went to the streets, and Kenyans have been to the streets for numerous number of times, advocating for their issue. Sorry, advocating for their issues. And right now, Bonnie, it's difficult to for the head of state to engage with the citizens because you don't know who to call. People just go online and they plan for protest, and they show up all over the country. Bonnie, I think we had the June 25th protest. I think we had about 25 counties where protests happened in the country, and hizo zote Boni zinapangwa kwa mtandao. That's why I said even in the previous show that the internet is a very big factor going into the 2027 election, because if people can mobilize themselves on X and show up in large numbers to protest all over the country, then meaning in that same way they can mobilize themselves and show up to vote. So there is a very big disconnect, Bonnie, between the citizens and the head of state, or let's say the government. And right now, I don't think it can be resolved, because the citizens are not yet ready to listen to the government, and the government is not ready to to not ready to actualize what the citizens are advocating for, because also them our nini they are too corrupt, Boni, to be able to develop this nation, no, no. And people are pushing for change, but we can't expect that change from the citizens, from the people who are in power. So actually, if anyone born is looking to find the source of this Gen Z movement of protest, I think you will be in for a rule shock, because you won't find anyone. Because we can go back a year ago on X, tulikuwa na Osama Otero. Osama Otero was very big in mobilizing people to go out to the streets, and I think it's allegedly, I don't know whether it's true, but people are saying Osama Otero was bought the time he had Ruto on his X space. And right now Boni, Cyprian is there. Cyprian ndio hata amekuja na hii slogan, ametuambia siri ni numbers. Cyprian wamekuwa aki-advocate, and many other people on X. So that shows you, Boni, you can't really trace the source of this movement. It's a force to reckon with. So the only thing that you can do is actualize what they're saying. They're saying they want integrity, they want good governance, and they want accountability. Those things, born, you'll have to do them if you want to be on their good side. Otherwise itakuwa ngumu, and you can never trace the source of this movement. I dare anyone.
Alex, of course, is saying that you cannot just try to support this Gen Z movement, because I also remember Osama, the likes of Kasimuel, hey, those who were very active last year during the protest, but now you can't even see them anywhere. They have been bought allegedly, and of course, these are speculation. We don't know whether they have been bought, but why are they so reluctant when it comes to the protest? We are having a 7-7, of course, Saba on Monday. That is Kenyans, of course, they're going to come out also to push the government so that they can get the best. But this is also a question that I was also reading the other time, whereby Natembeya, of course, the governor of Uasin Gishu was called for reflection, of course, on what is happening. And what do you think, Mzalendo, of course, what kind of national conversation should we be having right now?
I think we are losing Zalendo network yake maybe.
Sasa Natembeya has called for a proper reflection on what is happening. And of course, this is after what we are seeing, Gen Z protests, anyone coming out. What are these kind of conversation? Ni gani zenye tunafaa tukuwa tunaongea kama saa hii? Ni nini anafaa tuongee? Ni nini president anafaa fanye kama saa hii ndio wale ma Gen Z hizo frustrations watoke?
So that's a good question, Bonnie. I was watching also. I was watching something. Let me not say it's an interview, but something like a press conference where Matiang'i was speaking about 2027 being very far, because I think ever since last year, Bonnie, we have had numerous conversations even on this platform about who is the best person for 2027. But Fred Matiang'i said 2027 is still very, very far, and as per now, we are supposed, let's deal with the issues right now as they are. Number 2027 itafika 2027, and the people will make their decisions. So the conversations, Bonnie, that we are supposed to be having about is first of all the health sector. The health sector is in a crisis, Bonnie. Venye nimekwambia, SHA is not working. There is a very, very big issue with our health sector, and nurses hawalipwi, madaktari wana complain. That's an issue, Bonnie, which those are the issues we're supposed to be discussing. The second one, Bonnie, entertainment kwa creatives hapa. We have to discuss some issues to do with the creative section, because Bonnie, I don't think a good amount of money is invested uh, in our creative economy. Hata I think it was this year or last year tuliambiwa will be hosting the Grammys, and I am yet to see Kenya hosting the Grammy. So there is a very big issue, Bonnie, with the entertainment industry, and there is another big issue is the sports. I don't think our the sports in the country is well funded, Bonnie, for it to develop as per the likes of Tanzania and the rest. Education sector, Bonnie, education sector yetu it's very bad. There are even tulisikia hata kwa news still this year about there being no money for the exams to be carried out. So there are many issues, Bonnie, in this country that we need to talk about. Security pia bado it's an issue. So there are many issues that we are supposed to be discussing about, and 2027 is still very far, so we have to rectify issues zenye ziko saizi. Mambo ya 2027 hiyo tutajua mbele, but as per now we have to rectify the issues that are there, because we cannot lose more people because SHA is not working tukisema tunangojea 2027.
A lot of issues. Of course, this is the question I was asking Mzalendo. Mzalendo was Nikishu governor. Of course, the Nzoia Governor Natembeya said that we should also come out, do a reflection on what is happening in this country in terms of Gen Z protests, in terms of governance, and then we should come into a conclusion so that we can have this national conversation. Just asking, what are some of the conversations that we should have as a country right now, as we also focus in 2027, because politics already has begun.
You see, there should be a national dialogue. The national dialogue should compromise of these young people who are going in the streets. That is the most and important issue. Forget about the Gashagwa politics and William Ruto politics and the politicians. The confusion that the politicians are trying to create is that Gashagwa is the one causing the chaos. Gashagwa is not causing the chaos. The chaos are on the issues that are being raised by the young people. The issue is abductions and killings of these young people. If you can address that and address them with them, and the people who died, they need to get compensation from the government. If you can do that, then I think the Gen Zs will cool down and see that you are doing something about it. But every time you come out just stamping that you are the government, you can do what you want to do. Uh, the people are many. There are only how many police officers in Kenya in total? Maybe less than 400,000. In Nairobi, maybe 120,000. Or maybe 10,000. I don't know. In Nairobi alone. If they are going to stop a million march into the city center, then that's it. That's it for William Ruto's government. Just the way Sifuna was saying is that right now you need to focus on uh, on making the changes that are necessary, and the changes that are necessary will only come through a dialogue, and not through grandstanding, not through giving a shoot to call orders like for Murkomen and his group. So this is some people within Ruto's government is really misadvising him, and if he's not being misadvised, then his advice is doing the wrong thing, not acting as per the intelligence report. So he needs to work on the intelligence report, what the intelligence community are telling him, because we have got a very robust security network that is able to gather information and know what is right for the country. So let him just look at the alternative view. The people that have been advising William Ruto lately are not proper advisors. Let him look at the view that he failed to follow. That might be the most important view, because even in a secret meeting where they normally converge, there is somebody who has got a different opinion. That opinion that you failed to follow, that could be the right opinion, and that could be something that will bring the country in order. What I keep on saying is that we have one country called Kenya. We don't have another country. So this country called Kenya, we have to safeguard it and we have to do the right thing. What these young people are doing on the street is the right thing. Yeah, those who are demonstrating peacefully is the right thing. Those who are stealing and who are mugging people and raping women, you had those who are mobilizing them. These goons who are being mobilized, those are the wrong people. Those are the people who should not be in the streets of Kenya. But look at the people who are being abducted. The people who are being abducted are the innocent people. The people who are being interrogated are the innocent people. The people who are now in custody are the innocent people who are probably demonstrating innocently. But the goons who are looting, who are torching police stations, they are scot free out there. You need to look for them and arrest the right culprits, because those are thugs. Those are not people who have gone online and threatened people on online platforms. Threatened. I have seen one notorious goon who works in the streets of Nairobi threatening Gachagua that he will actually shoot him dead on social media. This person should not be free. Well, you've already threatened that I will kill this particular individual. Who does that? And it is only in Kenya that we took those things. We take those things for granted, that like that they are jokes. Those are not jokes. That is somebody threatening somebody's life. That is somebody threatening somebody's life, and is free. Mm? We have seen many of these young people who are reckless with their mouth. They threaten. So these are the people who should be behind bars. You know, going on X or Twitter account or WhatsApp, you won't stop that. You won't stop that. Greater you, if you want to have a communication that is only a channel to supporting the government of the day, create your own Twitter account, create your Facebook account, create your TikTok account, so that you have your followers only listening to you. But when you come to other spaces which are free and not controlled by the government, you'll hear all sorts of nonsense. How many times have I been insulted on social platform? Many times. But we are careful with what we say and where we say it and when to say it. Because we who come on these spaces have also to be responsible in our action and what we think about our country. Yeah.
The Gen Z protests, 7-7. Of course, we are going to expect more of them coming out on Monday as they protest. Alex, of course, the Gen Z. Do you think that we should have a platform whereby the Gen Z should just bring out their issues so that they can talk with the government, or going to the street is the best option?
So you see, Bonnie, as I've said before, there's no need even for the Gen Z movement to engage with the government, because the government just needs to do what they are supposed to do. That's the reason why they were elected, and the president knows that he is supposed to ensure the resources of the country are not looted, He knows that he's supposed to ensure there are no abductions in the country. And before he was elected, he said that in his government there will be no abductions, and yet we have seen more than 60 people abducted. So the government body, they know what they're supposed to do. It's not like they don't know. So the things they're doing knowingly, and the people have advocated. And I can't say, Bonnie, that there should be a platform for the youth to engage with the government, because how do they know the protests are planned? Si wako kwa mtandao, huko ndio wanaingiaka kwa hizo space za X to hear what is going on, what is planned. That's how they were finding ways of abducting people, because in the first protest watu walikuwa wanaingia X wanaongea, then the next day tunasikia a certain person has been abducted. So if they can enter the platform, Bonnie, and listen to what the people are saying there, and try to find ways the source of the protest, then they clearly know the issues which are being advocated. So there's no need for an engagement. What needs to be done, Bon, is just the developments in the country. That's the one thing that needs to be done in this country. And many people have done activism for a long time. People have spoken. Kuna watu boni kama kina Boniface Kimanzi, not Kimanzi, Boniface Mwangi, who has been a activist, kina Anifa. Those guys boni wameongea. Morara has been out there in many parts of the country showing us the dead projects. So the government wanajua na wamesikiza the issues which have been advocated. It's just them who have failed to deliver to the people, which is very, very unfortunate.
Hmm. That is Alex, of course, giving his insights about current demonstration that we have in the country. If you're joining us here for the first time, make sure you join us through the link that we have shared there. You join and become part of this conversation. If you are following us from other platforms, make sure also you subscribe to Afric 24 and become part of this family. Here we discuss politics every day, we discuss the current trends in the country, and also give you the platform also to talk to other Kenyans directly. I'm just asking Mzalendo. Mzalendo, we are having a lot of course, we addressed this. We are having a lot of disappearances and also abductions that have been reported in the country. We had Ojuang. Of course, today we saw the final send off that was said today at Regius Kiambu. But now the abductions and the disappearance. What does this say about the state of human rights in the country today? Human rights being camouflaged, or what do you have to say about the state of human rights in the country after this disappearance and abductions?
Bonnie, what I can say is that these abductions that you are that are happening, um, these are cases where individuals are taken by police, are taken by people believed police or government operatives, and their whereabouts is later on not known. They are activists, bloggers, uh, people who are criticizing the government. Some are businessmen, deals. So it's all a mixture of issues that have been happening in Kenya. We had Jacob Zuma's death, people like that. Now we are in a new phase. You know, the strange thing about this abduction is that they're happening in broad daylight. You this That the kind of impunity. You take people in broad daylight. The number plates of these vehicles are known. The CCTV cameras are all over the city in Nairobi. They capture all the movements of these other people. and the police cannot produce them. The sad part of it is that you walk into court, you walk into the court in court, and you are a prosecutor, and you cannot produce the culprit, the culprit, the person the accused cannot be produced in court. Only in Kenya. It has never happened in anywhere in the world. Yani jamaa mkokotini na victim is missing. Hmm? And the police wanakwambia they don't know his whereabouts, na watu walimchukua ni polisi. Sasa unashindwa, okay, tuko kwa nchi gani jameni? Yani tunaelekea wapi eh? Tunaelekea wapi? So those are the annoying incidences that happen in Kenya that personally I feel that the law is not being obeyed. There is a way of treating these people. The 2010 Constitution guarantees the right of liberty, due process, and protection from any kind of torture. If you go further to the Prevention of the Torture Act 2017, enforced disappearance bill pending aim to such criminal acts. So yet we still see very few police officers being prosecuted. Now, the sad part about it is that even the witnesses, people who have witnessed these abductions, cannot appear in court because they fear. Yani mnaishi kwa nchi where you fear the authority. So you can't even report anything. Now, there are two things Kenyan people can do, and we can do in the absence of the police. There's the Kenyan Human Rights Commission. We have got human rights organization, Amnesty International, and things like those. Please, if you feel that your safety is not guaranteed, report to these particular individuals. Document the incident, your name, and everything else, so that they can come out and confront the police. There is also the independent, in quotes, the Independent Police Oversight Authority. We need to know whether they are doing their job or not. If they are not, then they are also another scam. They are also another scam. So that's it.
That's it. That is it. Mzalendo, of course, giving his views about the kind of abduction. Alex, talk about the human rights in Kenya after the abductions that we're having.
Pardon, Bonnie.
We're having a lot of disappearance. Of course, that is a question Mzalendo was asking. Your view about disappearance and abductions that are being reported daily in the country. What is the state of human rights in Kenya today, if you may be asked to talk about the human rights? Because if they are being abducted on a daylight without even fearing, and then at the end of the day, someone is dead, is not found, is lost like that.
So for at the moment, Bonnie, I think everything in the country is under what I call the state capture. So at the moment, the thing which I'm seeing is that from the judiciary to the parliament to even the senate, I think a lot of things in the state are under state capture, whereby we're experiencing an Ruto is an autocrat. So we are seeing something that's called an autocratic government. So for at the moment, I don't trust any independent body, even IPOA or anything. I don't think those independent government bodies can deliver to the citizens, because a lot of things have happened in this country born in the last 1 year, and they're yet to do anything. So for at the moment, I cannot trust any non-governmental body, even IPOA. I can't trust IPOA, or even anybody, because they haven't spoken, they haven't done anything, while many things have been happening in the country for the last 1 year. So I'm looking forward to the moment where we'll have that is a country that is free from the state capture, whereby the independent bodies can operate on their own.
The current regime, of course, we're having the state capture. Maybe that is a submission from Alex, whereby he's saying that we also need to get back to the roots where Kenya is a free nation. We're going back to the state capture, which is something that has raised concerns. We had the other day Martha Karua, of course. Martha Karua, she is one of the leaders who has been in the government for long. She has been in the opposition for long, and of course, she was also answering the question because the president the other day asked how should I go home? How should I go home? But of course, we know Martha Karua, of course, she is the leader of the PLP, the People's Liberation Party. And of course, she is now ready and she is telling the president that you must resign alongside your entire administration and what is like Kenya is also ready to come through. So the president also responded and told the chance that the Kenyans.
When your audio is distorted.
You're not hearing me?
Now we can hear you.
I was talking about Martha Karua, because Martha Karua, whereby she said that the president now should resign and go home alongst his administration. Martha Karua has been in the government for long, for long, for long, but now she is saying the president should go. Do you think the opposition they still have the capability to push the current government? Because I was also following something, and it's like Kalonzo Musyoka is partially in the opposition. Matiang'i yesterday said there is no any political party that he is supporting. He has not even joined any political party. He is not a candidate of any political party, despite Kioni saying they are going to support Matiang'i. Is opposition strong enough to fight for this presidential seat, or they are divided? Zalendo.
I think the issue of the opposition, it is too early to know what they are doing. It is too early to 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 choose a candidate as an opposition, because they will be divided no sooner than they get to on their campaign trail. For me, it is too early for them to start judging, but let them do what they are doing, and not be very, very fast to choose a candidate who might later on be compromised, or an opportunity to divide them. Because the moment they choose one of them, the rest will join the government. So I know Kenyans' appetite for joining government, and the opposition, what is driving them. People like Gachagua, everything. Every other person that you are seeing agitating has got an appetite to join government. So that appetite to join government supersedes anything that they are fighting for. So the only way to hold them together is to ensure that they don't give the Kenyan people a candidate until 2027. Yeah.
Yes, Alex, ni mapema sana. Is it early to say that the position is not strong enough?
If you have to ask me right now, Bonnie, I'd say the citizens are the ones who are the opposition, because right now si kama zile siku za Raila Odinga, whereby Raila Odinga was known as the kingpin of the opposition, whereby he would alikuwa akisema kesho ni maandamano, watu wanaenda, akisema kesho hatuendi, people are not going. Right now it's the citizens who are the opposition. If the and you see you can buy right now, Bonnie, you can buy all the leaders as you want. If for example, if they bought Casmuel and they thought they would end the movement is still ongoing. If they bought, let's say, somebody like let's say even for example, Boniface Mwangi, if they bought Boni and they thought the movement would stop, the movement is still ongoing. So as for me, right now, Bonnie, I think the citizens are the ones who are the oppositions, and they will choose the leader whom they want. Right now, they are just vetting the people, but it would be a viable option if we had one strong candidate, and we push that one strong candidate. We don't need 5 people running. We need one strong candidate whom can be backed by whom the citizens can back.
If you are joining us here for the first time, make sure you subscribe to Africa24 Political Discussion here every day, 10 p.m. East African time. We discuss more about politics. And as Mzalendo, you have something?
I think, yeah, thank you for hosting me this evening. I hope to see you on the other side of the studio. We'll be having a show with Geoffrey, and yes, we are only urging the government not to intimidate reporters who are just out there reporting stories. Attack on journalists, that is very very barbaric and should not happen in our country. So sawa, asante sana kwa kunialika kwa show leo, nashukuru.
Yes, of course. Alex,
Once again, thank you, Bonnie, for hosting us for the 60 minutes political show each and every day. To anyone who is watching Freak from any platform, Facebook, X, YouTube, or whatsoever, consider subscribing. We have a new member, Tumemona Leo, joining us through the comment section. Daniel Naika, I think he should consider subscribing the platform, and he should be added to the debate group so that he can be joining us and giving us his opinion. Otherwise, I think people should consider subscribing to the platform. The analytics show us that many people the ones who are not subscribed are more than the ones who are subscribed to the platform. So many people are watching but are just subscribed, so they should consider subscribing. We grow the platform, and they should expect good content from the Africa24 platform. Very soon tutakuwa na some political videos, so they should stay tuned.
stay tuned in Africa24 every day for proper news and updates all over the country and also the entire world.